book it said that whoever was not Muslim, like that religion, that they said that they couldn't go on it high.
Yeah, you can't go on a Hajj, but you can go to like Medina as well.
But you can't go to Mecca, is that right? We read in the book that you can't go to Mecca. Was that true?
I think the government doesn't allow people to go, but that's
people end up finding their way to Mecca.
Yeah, I think people have snuck in. We have found. So. Yeah. All right. So I thought I would share. So I think just a little bit about the Hajj is so I went with my parents and my husband. And usually people go in large groups from different countries around the world, right? So like I went from the U.S. I was the only person in my group of like 100 people that was from New Orleans, so that was kind of special. And actually, kind of fun fact last year was we had 2 NFL football players that were also on the Hajj. But there were so many people that I didn't see them, and I was like, really, should I be spending all my time looking for them? But anyways, we'll talk about that a little bit more. So that was kind of cool. And then I saw like a Pakistani celebrity too. I didn't get his autograph, but my husband did. So he's like a Pakistani rock star, So anyways, there are about who knows about how many Muslims there are in the world?
We read it. I'm impressed because it was a fact, but it was one of many facts we read. Chris. Do you remember?
I had it in my head.
Tammy. 1.2 what? Billion. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, I think it's like 1.7, 1.2.
Okay.
It's over $1 billion, right? I think we can all agree on that, right?
Way to look back in the text.
So, how many people do you think go for the Hajj every year? Last year was the biggest Hajj. Does anybody want to guess? Yeah.
1,000.
Oh.
3 billion.
Now, if there were
Let's see who gets
1.7 billion people, then 3 billion couldn't go on the Hajj, right?
100,000.
Even
more than that. Yeah.
Oh. 3 million. Oh, 100 million.
Ooh, a little less than that, but in the millions, yeah. One more guess, and then I'll take.
Lizzie?
Close. About 4 million. Yeah. About 4 million people. So
Do they go at the same time, or is it throughout the whole year?
Oh no, so actually, interesting fact about the Hajj this year, it just ended this week. So Tuesday was the last day of the Hajj. So this Tuesday. So yeah, every year it's around the same time. It's about 10 days.
Is that the end of Ramadan?
It's a couple months after Ramadan.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's a little bit about the Hajj. So I thought I'd show you a couple of pictures from the Hajj from this 4 million people. I will not admit, I think that made me more nervous than being here, actually, because I've never seen so many people in one city in my life. Actually, also, did you all have read about Medina as well as one of the cities of the Prophet Muhammad, right?
We just read it. We didn't go into it much.
Yeah. So this is, sorry, the picture isn't that great because I took it with my camera phone, but before we went to Mecca, where the big black cube, the Kaaba is, we actually went to Medina, and so this is a picture of the mosque in Medina. And actually, Muslims, Christians, everybody can go to Medina.
And that's also in Saudi Arabia, right?
Exactly, yeah. So that's Medina, and this is just another picture of the side of the mosque. Sorry, the picture isn't that great, but you can see all the architecture, the little arches, and all of that stuff that makes it unique. Alright, so this, so this is Mecca, and this is, how I told you there are 4 million people? All these little dots here are human beings. These are all people, literally, and I was one of them. And actually, when I went the first time, I was at to do this circle. Well, actually, okay. So when I was initially, then I went to the roof and actually took this picture. But yeah, so that's, and this is the Kaaba, so it's like a mosque, right?
Kaaba. Remember that word? The black stone. Is it the black stone?
Yeah.
When you took that picture, did you take the time to count all the people for the picture?
Oh, trust me, I tried. You can't because there's so many. And look, you want to try?
Can you go inside?
Yes.
No, you can't. It's just a cube.
So that's the black stone.
Yeah, the black stone. Oh, I should have brought that picture. Is actually on another corner.
Hey,
of the
let's
Kaaba.
listen. Let's listen to our speaker. Can you say it again, Miss Summer?
Yeah. So the black stone is actually, you can't see it here, but it's on this corner of the Kaaba. It's actually like they put it there because there's so many people that they had to try to kind of make them all. You know, try to keep it all in order. So anyways, this is the first, because they have to accommodate millions of people. Yeah.
Oh, we didn't get to see those.
Oh, okay.
All right, remember to write down your questions for the end. I already said
And
that.
so, because there are millions of people, the way that the government of Saudi Arabia made it so that people could try to all pray and be at the same place, because like Miss Bliss asked, it's one time a year that all these people go for the pilgrimage, right? So they've got to figure out how can we make enough buildings and spaces to make sure that 4 million people fit. And so this is the first floor right here, immediately around the Kaaba, and it's kind of, the whole construction is in a circle, so there are more people here. There's a second floor, third floor, and a fourth floor. So I took this picture from the fourth floor. These are all people. And so, one thing I thought, this is a little closer up. You can actually see people. Yeah, isn't that kind of crazy? Yeah. Oh, it was packed.
Solid particles.
Exactly, exactly. And you can see some blue here and some red and white.
Yeah.
So because I said people travel in groups because it's like promotes unity and people like building a community going together, I think these were a Turkish group and this was an Indonesian group. And they dress the same so they won't get lost. But I mean, 4 million people, yeah.
Okay, though. Like, do y'all do this, like, y'all come on each other and then somebody listen just cracking on their head?
Wait, how?
Say that again.
Like, I think it's Islam, like, they climb on each other.
Climb on top of each other.
Yeah, and they go.
They at the top, they have like a water.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I think actually what you're thinking is in Pakistan sometimes it's a
Wait,
fruit.
listen.
Yeah, I think, it's not like a religious thing, but I know culturally sometimes they will have different people carrying water on their head. Is that what you're talking about? But I mean, we don't do
Well, if
the
it has
Quran.
to do with Islam, let's
Yeah.
okay, let's write down
We'll
our
talk about
questions.
it, yeah.
Remember how I just asked that we write down our questions? Let's stay really disciplined with that, okay? So we can let her finish, otherwise she's gonna run out of time.
So this is just another again of, like you said, the solid particles. And that's the group in pink, and I don't remember where they were from, but it was obviously one of the...
They look like cotton candy.
Okay. We're gonna start cracking down with some VVs if we continue to call out.
I promise I'll leave enough time for questions.
Thank you.
Yeah. So another part of the Hajj is you go to this big city called Mina. It's called the tent city. And so, when you think of camping and a tent, right? Like, this isn't your typical tent, right? Like, your tents are made of some material.